Just tell me if my papers make too much noise.
Well, here
Okay.
we are again.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Sue?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. It's been a busy day.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Same here. At least hopefully the weather's starting to warm up.
I think it is.
Oh. Well, hello everyone. We're back.
Welcome to Wait, There's More. Get the Skinny with Sue and Kim.
Yes. So today's episode, you want to lead us in with the goodies?
Yeah, I think basically you and I have talked about pre-op and post-op. Um, we felt a little strong about the post-op and how we felt I would say after week 4, and I feel like we were kind of mentioning this in the past, but we decided to really dive deep for you guys and, just kind of zone in on some things that maybe we've only touched on before and just kinda get nitty-gritty on this part. I think, some people I mean, our audience, we assume, is mostly post sleeve or bypass, but there are people out there that maybe have found us that are considering the surgery, and we could help, shed some light on what we went through in hopes to help you through that process and to just kind of troubleshoot where we are now. I think in the last episode we talked about, or I talked about possibly doing a reset. And most people in these bariatric Facebook groups, other support groups, talk about doing this reset, which in my opinion is just going back to the beginning, doing the 2-week pre-op diet. That's kind of what led us to today.
Yeah. I always feel like for me, after surgery, you didn't really get that nutritional support or um you see the doctor, but that's basically follow up for the surgery and him instructing you to go on off of the going on to soft foods and then going on to a full menu, that sort of thing. I just never felt like if you were struggling, because I see so many women in these groups, and I know you have too, like struggling with following or trying to get a grasp on um, a healthy eating pattern. Like they're still looking for, fast food options or, that sort of thing. And I wish that there was, a way there was more direction.
Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, nutritionally, I think, I mean, everybody's looking for more hand holding, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's only human of us to want that. But I think in this situation, the hard truth for me was this is still a lot of work. It was a lot of
Yes.
work leading up to it. I'm still working hard, changing things up, but we made this decision. It couldn't be easy. I mean,
No.
nothing is easy in life. And if it's easy, then maybe it wasn't supposed to be that way. I don't know. I hate saying it because I don't want to hear it half the time.
Yes. Yes.
But you definitely reap the benefits from hard work. This is hard work and you will succeed. I think we're just trying to find ways to help even one person because of what we went through. It wasn't tragic or traumatic. It was just recognizable that there could be a better way. As far as post-op, I'll just jump right in. I found all my paperwork from almost 3 years ago here.
I
And
wonder if I have any of my paperwork.
I was
16
going to
years.
ask you that because if I'm capable of storing something and being a little organized like this, I know you must have yours.
I'll have to go back and through all my surgery stuff and see
Yeah,
medical
because
records and all that.
it'd be interesting for sure to see what your post-op plan was
Yes,
compared to this one. And your surgery was in California?
yes.
Okay. And of course mine was here. So, I think that's something to note as well for our listeners. Every doctor's different. Obviously, every patient is different. But based on insurance, I think that has a lot to do with it too. Um, my sister and my mom both had bypass. Same thing. I think it was California and East Coast. But either
Mhm.
way, different insurance plans, obviously different doctors, and their requirements were totally different. Um, where mine took 9 months to get approved, I think my mom's did as well, where my
Mhm.
sister's was like almost like a month turn. It was crazy
Wow.
how little that, because back in the day when they first came out with it, it was all psychological
Yes.
reviews, which I had one as well. But
Yes.
yeah, post-op from what I found, um it's basically a 4-week timeline. And week 1 is clear liquids. And trust me, you can all relate. That was easy. I mean, that first week
Yes.
is just madness. And I don't think you really want anything. I mean, you look forward to
I
the solid
I
foods, but
I felt like my mom made the kids because she was here helping me.
mhm.
She made the kids meatloaf one night, and meatloaf is one of my favorite meals. And so I just recall that I the smell, like nothing bothered me. The
Huh.
smell of cooking, like I had no desire to eat.
Yeah.
But you got to get that protein in.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have even been able to have meatloaf till week 4.
Yeah, I know.
But she did that on week 1 and tortured you?
Yeah. But I didn't feel like I was tortured at all.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think like you said, right after surgery, you just don't feel like eating.
Yeah, and that part of it is kind of instantaneous, and I think
Yes.
would be exactly what some of you are looking for as far as what you would have expected week 1 to be, or any surgery in general. I have a girlfriend that just had a disc replacement in her neck, and she said the minute she came to, anesthesia wore off and everything, she felt instant relief. In other words, she didn't feel the pain anymore. She was in pain from surgery, but her neck, it just all of that went away. Well, that's kind of what we want or wanted for me. I just wanted it to be, I'm very impatient. I just wanted it to be instant. Um, and it's not instant, but a lot of things start happening right away. As far as like you said, you really know you weren't craving the meatloaf or asking for it. You couldn't even, the thought of eating that at that point was unheard of.
Yeah.
Um, but and I'll skip around here. I also worried all the time about stretching my sleeve back out. And in
Mhm.
these forums that we do our research in and scroll through the comments, I think some people try to say that's a myth. I had asked my doctor about it. I said, what's the deal with that? Like drinking while you're eating and drinking carbonation and all of that we've talked about before. Like I had no idea what bubbles did, what all that did. So um, I've asked my doctor several times at my newer PCM that's been assigned to me that, you never have the same doctor for too long on base.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
um, I told her I had the sleeve and asked her a couple things. And I said, why don't you guys ultrasound it? Like, why don't you look at my sleeve? I want to know, did I stretch it back out? Is it the same size? Is it the size the surgeon expected it to be?
Yeah.
there's no like, I don't know, structure to that. What seems so obvious and logical for us, and especially why we always talk about all these things, is why isn't that the norm? Why isn't it just like, sure, let's do an ultrasound? I don't know. Um, but yeah, I think following these 4 weeks, clear liquids, then full, then the soft diet, then the solid diet. I mean, I by week 2.5, I was just so ready for soft foods.
Yes.
Um, and even to this day, a scrambled egg just sounds so good because it was kind of like my um, saving grace at that time. So then when you do start welcoming that back in, mindset, I think, would have been really helpful for
Yes.
me then. I didn't put any weight to mindset because I was just in a whole other headspace anyway,
Yeah.
post surgery. So basically, why, we decided to hit this topic is I don't think 4 weeks is long enough. Sue, you had mentioned even pre op, maybe 2 weeks isn't long enough, isn't early enough to start prepping. Like, we need to broaden that scale of,
Yeah.
how to be successful with this surgery.
Yeah.
And part of that we feel could have been more of a 4 week prep, even more. I don't know. You had some good points about, just cut out fast food first, maybe do that 2 months out, and then
Yeah.
start just kind of regulating how you've made the decision to do it. You're waiting for a surgery date. Just start,
Changing the
value,
lifestyle. Yeah.
yeah, valuing yourself enough to say, this is what I need, what I want, what's going to be good for me. I'm just going to start that clock right now.
Yeah.
And, this is where it begins. And if that needs to come from a doctor, maybe someday we'll change that. Maybe someone like us can be effective in changing the course of that plan, pre-op. And then
Yeah.
post-op too, absolutely that needs to change. I was very lost after. If I didn't have another page to turn and say, what do I do this week 5, week 6, which it probably is in here.
Yeah.
Um, I needed that hand holding. And, I think I started with poor habits a lot sooner than I expected, as far as like, oh, what I didn't know about what I've learned now is we were eating like what, every 2 hours in that
Yes.
4-week period,
Yep.
um, and that's temporary. I didn't view that as temporary, and I stayed on that for way too long, I think. What I didn't understand is your body needs like 3 or 4 hours to, I don't know if it was something with my adrenal gland or my cortisol. Maybe it's the cortisol.
Cortisol, I think.
Yeah, and, once my eyes were open to that, like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, "Oh, 3 to 4 hours. Okay, no, change that. No more 2. Let's go to 4," you know?
Yeah.
And, when I'm hungry, I just drink water because I also learned that it's really probably thirst rather than hunger, and that's just a switch you have to flip in your brain too, because I do feel better after I drink that water and didn't turn to food, and then I go, "Okay, that's all that was." And then if I
Yeah.
just keep telling myself that over and over again, the hunger kinda changes. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if that would ever be covered by insurance, or, if the doctor would say, or the surgeon, whoever designs their plan, would they consider a little more, um one-on-one or even group, support, which they offer it, but it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's free to you. It's up to you to go. And I just think I wasn't ready to walk yet. I was still a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
yeah, I wish that doctors, or at least there was a universal program. Like everything's the same for every patient. Like unless they're, have diet restrictions or whatever. But the
Yeah.
whole process, like, I just wish it was the same because you see so many people out there. One person, well, my doctor said this, or my doctor said that, or, or I'm supposed to be doing this, and I'm doing that. And so if there was just some way, that'll never happen, obviously, but this is why it's so difficult, like right after surgery and and people don't have the right tools or the mindset really
Yeah.
to, and there are very successful stories and people that, did the right things, straight up, like even probably started changing their lifestyle before a surgery date, knowing that they were going to get it. And I know, like, in some cases, you have to see a nutritionist for a period of time and lose a certain amount of weight. But
Hmm.
people play around with that too. They go and they just go sit in the sauna the day of weigh-in and try to like sweat off, the 10 pounds that is needed to qualify for the surgery. People are like that, and they're not serious.
Well, I think mindset and just mental state, right? So,
Yeah.
we had to do see a psychiatrist and do a psychological review. I
Yes.
think mine was, and it was crazy because this lady still like prints stuff on the printer. It wasn't not digital. And I struggled with that because I like just even when you go to urgent care anymore, you've got an iPad, you type your stuff in and you're good. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember it was like front and back 13 pages of paperwork. And
Yeah.
she just basically asked me the questions and it really was just checking a box. I mean, not that it didn't do what it needed to do. I'm not complaining. But I wish it was a little more, you know, face to face, even though we were sitting in her office. It was just very she kind of was just sitting sideways to me. It wasn't like a how are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then post surgery, that I think that would be, whatever we're doing before the surgery, I think we should be doing after. I think a follow up with that psychiatrist would be great, or
Yep.
anybody that's familiar with this procedure, and says, how did everything go? How it's been 2 weeks. How are things? What
Yeah.
can I help you with? Like, um, to and just kind of find a way to celebrate the wins and remind us that there are going to be losses, that this is going to be a struggle, that it's
Yep.
more, hard to see the wins maybe right away, and kind of keep your mind, because I think, you're in this really low place, right?
Yep.
Then you decide to do surgery and you start climbing that, hill with the beautiful horizon, right? And
Yep.
then you have the surgery and you're kind of like, this is cool. And then you get really discouraged because you're either in pain or,
Or you're not
things
losing
just
enough.
aren't
You think you're not losing any weight,
right.
and you're comparing yourself to Rita out there who lost 20 pounds in week one. And, you know, if you just had, I wish that what I would recommend is after the surgery, you find that one person, because you could go in all these groups and get negative stories, or people that have failed and complaining, and it doesn't do you any good mentally
Right.
to read those stories. And so I always try to suggest finding that one person that was a success story, and that one person you could call up and say, hey, I'm really having a hard time today. I feel nauseated. I I can't eat. And that one person that's been through it
Like a
that could,
bariatric sponsor.
yes, exactly. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Bariatrics
you and
Anonymous.
I, like we should be able, like somebody should be able to call us and be like, hey, I'm really struggling here.
Yeah.
And and telling them, stop comparing. This is your own journey. Your story and my story are different, but we've combined our stories to share because everybody experiences this differently.
Hmm.
And how you get that positive mindset to be successful, I think that's where you and I, like, you struggled, but now you're getting in that positive place again.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Or bariatric buddy.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm still focused on what we could call that.
That's right. That could be you and me. So, hey, if you're struggling out there,
Yes,
leave
let
a
us be your
comment.
bariatric buddy.
That's right. This is why we started this podcast, because
No,
really there's nothing.
yeah, no, it's so true. I totally agree. I was sifting through another piece of paper I don't even remember seeing, and it
Uh-huh.
had a bunch of apps listed on here. So I'm
Oh,
gonna go,
share. Yes,
yeah.
share.
And actually, I feel like we could, I don't know that any of this information would be proprietary. Um, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, that's just eatright.org. I mean, these are websites.
Hmm.
And then the only app on here. Well, Bariatric Pal, we've talked about them before. That's where I got my vitamins
Yes.
right after
And I know a
surgery.
lot of people use that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they have pretty good following. Um, American Society of Metabolic and Bariatric Surgeries. So that's just asmbs.org. I don't know if I'll have to look into that one. Obesity Help Online Support Community. And then Baritastic.
Hmm.
Baritastic. Um, so that'll be my homework assignment. I'm gonna look these up and see if they would have been helpful because I never saw this paper. I don't know what I did with it.
That's funny.
I honestly think I didn't. It's like recipes on one side, websites for recipes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, my recipes is different than all recipes. That's what I'm thinking. Hungry
Yeah.
Girl. Okay, I know who that is. Food Hero. Skinny Chef, Skinny Kitchen, Skinny Taste. There's a
Mm,
theme going here.
yes, sounds like it.
I think we need to contact them and have them throw some ads up
That's
because we
right.
have skinny in our name too.
That's right.
Cookinglight.com, that's been around forever. But I think I honestly just didn't flip the page over. What
Yeah.
the heck?
And now, surprise,
Although
surprise.
I will say, I think we'll find it's just, and again, here it is. They aren't hand holding. It's like, we're going to give you this stack of papers. Hopefully you'll read it all and find this stuff on page 15
Yeah.
of what will help you. As far as like community and small town support, um, I did attend a few meetings. The community college, um, or the civic center. I mean, they were all on the
Yeah.
same campus, but they offered a monthly meeting, and everybody would just chat, and it was nice.
Yeah.
After a while, you kind of hear the same things over and over again. So
Yeah.
it's hard to make time for that when it's a little repetitive.
Yeah.
Nothing, I don't think there's any other way they could have done that. I think their idea was to, you know, be there for everyone. And I think sometimes when, you're getting new people in and out of there, you kind of do have to be repetitive because you're kind of
Yes.
teaching them and helping
Yes.
them in that same um, that are, people in the same boat at that week, everybody's gung ho right away. I'm
Yeah.
going to go to this meeting a month out, 2 months out. I think I did it 3 or 4 times. But, here I am 3 years later, and I thought, well, I'll leave that seat for someone who really needs it, and
Yes. Yes.
um, I think, yeah, where we are now is just, how do we help others a little more kind of one-on-one, like you're saying, like a little
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. That I like that bariatric buddy. But at the end of the day, it gets better. As long as you're putting in the effort and you have a healthy mindset, this works. Like the surgery is just a tool. Everything else is the work that you have to put into it to make it
Yeah,
successful. And yes, like at the beginning, it's a struggle. It's horrible for a lot of people. They don't know, they don't, some people don't even tell their families they had the surgery, so they don't have the support.
yeah,
And, and if you could just find one person to 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 help you through the difficult time,
yeah.
it'll be worth it.
Yeah, and you made a good point too, like, um, what point did you make, Sue? Hold on. It's in there.
It's coming to you.
Um, hmm, what was I thinking? I don't
Ding,
know.
ding, 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 ding.
I think I'm supposed to squeeze my left thumb. So I'm going through menopause here, people.
Oh, I'm so glad those days are behind me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't forget things?
Uh, I
Sue.
still forget things.
Forget why you walked in the room kind of thing.
Yes, yes,
Um, oh, I think you saying it was a tool. Okay. Phew, it
yes,
came back. Did anybody
yes,
time that? That was like 20 seconds. Um, so it is just the tool. I think, it's the work involved before and after and the
yeah,
willingness to do so. And I think for me, I just I had hit rock bottom or my heaviest weight. Um, so for me, just that chunk, and it wasn't a huge chunk, it was 50 pounds, but I couldn't see past that 50 pounds. And just having that help um, to put the work in 50 pounds lighter just seemed so much easier. And it really does. Like,
yeah,
and I think that's why I chose to use the surgery as a tool to get me into that better place. I'm going to be a lot more successful 50 pounds lighter than the miserable person that was at her heaviest.
yes,
So you kind of get that ball rolling of, oh, okay, wow, this is where I wanted to be. It's starting to work. I'm finding the wins, learning how to celebrate the wins.
yes,
And then all of this other stuff kind of rushed in as far as applying a healthy mindset, structure, and organization in the kitchen. Um, you know, getting the family on board with healthier eating habits, all of that.
yep,
And then it's just that kind of snowball effect of success. Um, my
good,
hill's just not inclined, my snowball's rolling a little slower.
yeah,
I would
yeah. But
like
look
it.
at all the confidence now, to challenge yourself to do things that you wouldn't have done like
Yeah,
4 years ago.
yeah, exactly.
Like, did you see yourself getting up in the mornings and going and work out 4 years ago every day?
No, and not at 7 in the morning either.
Yes. See?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't
But-
even it's not even I just do it. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
think about it. It's just, "Oh, it's
Mhm.
Tuesday. Oh, it's
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, time to go."
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're
Oh,
right. That's true.
yeah. Yep.
All right,
Definitely.
bariatric buddy.
All right, bariatric buddy. Uh-oh. I wonder if we'll get any comments or people looking us up on Facebook. Hey, you guys said, but we would
You
love
said
to
you'd
hear
be my
from
buddy.
you guys. Please comment. I had to redo our YouTube page. I don't know what happened to our Google account, but somebody apparently hacked into our Wait, There's More podcast email.
That is so random. I don't
Who would
understand that.
want to hack a weight loss program's email account?
I don't know.
So weird.
Yeah.
So
But
please resubscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'll put the link on our Facebook page. I'll put the link up when the next episode drops. What
yeah.
a mess. What a mess.
Well, and I think too, guys, things to come. We could have just coined that phrase bariatric buddy.
Yes.
Uh, and then Sue and I are planning on doing a little more on-site live videos because
Yes.
that's just fun.
Yes.
So it's not just tuning in or watching us on YouTube, but looking for those slipped in surprise live videos
Yes.
and anything else that's to come is just we're here for it.
I may go video Kim live, surprise her while she's working out.
Oh gosh, Elena would love that. She's so funny.
Yep. So stay tuned. Wait,
All
there's
right.
more.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.